Hello. Very good morning to everyone who has joined today. We are delighted to welcome here uh, on the call. I think I have Mr. Prashant also, so is the
Thank you,
organizer.
Sumit. Thank you so much, Sumit, for taking it over. My apologies for being a little late here. First of all, thank you so much, all of you. It's a pleasure to all of you to have all of you here on this esteemed event. Uh, Before I kind of introduce our esteemed guests, let me just give you a quick walkthrough on what we have in store for all of you. Uh, Today at this event, we'll talk about Copilot Studio as the invite rightly suggests, and we'll be talking more about what it can do for all of you in terms of customizing, various co-pilots within your organization. It will talk about what are some of the use cases, that we have for different industry verticals, and it'll also talk about how, as an industry leader or a business leader, what it can do as far as giving you personalized solutions is concerned, or how can it help you as far as productivity and innovation within your organization is concerned. Uh, and so this is what we have in store for the next 1 hour. And I'd also like to introduce some of our esteemed guests who will be key speakers on Copilot Studio today. Uh, we have Ria Mary Roy, who's the solution architect with Microsoft. She happens to be a subject matter expert on the subject that we'll be talking about today as far as Copilot Studio is concerned. And we also have Samir Karsale, who's a partner of Zelite Solutions, who basically they are basically a key partner for Microsoft and have been a key collaborator with us as far as Copilot Studio is concerned. Now I'll hand it over to Samir Karsale, who'd like to introduce Zelite Solutions, and and they'll walk you through more about Copilot Studio, and then they'll hand it over to Ria Meriroy. Over to you, Samir, please. Thank you so
So
much.
thank you, Prashant. Thank you so much, and welcome everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the webinar on unlocking innovation with Copilot Studio. My name is Samir, and I'm the founder and CEO of Zelite Solutions. Joining with me in this webinar are Amit and Ria, wherein they'll be walking you through the subsequent slides. So just to brief you about Zelite Solutions, we are an enterprise solutions and a full software development company headquartered in Pune, India, and have our regional presence in the region of UAE, US, and Kenya. So many people have ideas, but transforming ideas into reality is a big thing. We at Zelite transform business ideas into reality. So whatever complex problems you may have, we try to make it a little easier by solving them piece by piece, whether it's a theory of constraints, creative analysis, or implementing processes and platforms, or leveraging Copilot solutions. We got you all covered here. So as a founder and CEO, I operate at the intersection of technology, business, strategy, and execution. And I founded Zelite Solution with a clear vision to build a future-focused technology company that delivers measurable impact through enterprise solutions. Today, Zelite is a trusted partner to businesses across India, the Middle East, Europe, and US, specializing in Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM, Business Central, Power Platform, SharePoint, and AI Power Platforms such as Copilot. So having said this, I will hand this over to Amit. Amit is my colleague and who heads the pre-sales and architecture at Zelite. Amit, over to you.
Thank you, Samir. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining. I will take 2 minutes to talk about digital transformation and share our experience. So, when we talk about digital transformation, it's no longer about adopting new software. It's about reimagining how your business operates. And that's exactly what Microsoft Business Applications or Dynamics 365 Power Platform and now AI powered Copilot are designed to help you do. Most organizations that we deal with today, they have three challenges. First, disconnected systems. Second, data silos. And third, manual processes. For instance, sales doesn't talk to service. Marketing, they have their own tools and databases. Finance uses spreadsheets, and as a result, leaders don't get a single version of the truth. That's where Microsoft Biz Apps come in. They help you unify your data, processes, and people in one connected ecosystem. So, what makes Microsoft approach unique is that it's not one product, it is a connected cloud. So when you look at the entire ecosystem, right, you have within Dynamics 365, you have multiple applications, sales, customer service, marketing, business central, and so on. Then you have Power Platform. We're going to talk about the Copilot Studio today, right? So it's not just one product. And so in most of the big digital transformation projects, it is going to be a combination of multiple products, right? And I'll give you an example. So one of our customers, a billion-dollar business in automotive sector in India, very old school in terms of how they used to operate. You won't believe they were still using Excel spreadsheets to manage the bids, the finance things, and so on, right? Very, very old school. And as a result, they were not able to keep up with the demand of the business, and the leaders were not having the single source of truth and so on. So we helped them transform their business with business application, right? And they are now able to see real-time data across, the business and different business units. They can see the inventory in real time. They can use AI, Copilot. They can manage their supply chain efficiently and so on, right? Uh, and now the biggest leap forward is AI. So with Copilot built right into every business application, you can simply ask questions in natural language. For instance, summarize, if you're using Dynamics 365 Sales, you can just say, summarize this opportunity, or draft an email to this customer, or generate a forecast for my pipeline. So Copilot brings intelligence into the flow of work, helping you focus on strategy instead of repetitive tasks, right? To sum it all up, digital transformation is not a destination, it's a continuous journey. And Microsoft Business Applications give you the tools, the data, and the intelligence to move faster, serve your customers better, and make smarter decisions every day, right? So with that, I will pass it on to my colleague Ria, and she's going to be talking on the topic today. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the session.
Thanks, Amit. Hi, everyone. A very good morning. I'll share my screen, and we saw that you couldn't hear, the audio was not clear. I hope that is fixed now, and you can hear us loud and clear. If there's any challenges, do let us know.
Sure, yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, just. Hi, everyone. I'm Ria Miri Roy. I'm Partner Solution Architect within Microsoft with the focus on Biz Apps. And in the next 45 minutes or so, we'll see the feature functionalities of Copilot Studio and also how we can relate to what Amit and Samir and Prashant were sharing, right? So please bear with me in terms of switching the slides to a demo so that you get some clarity related to the use cases that you can look forward to in terms of adopting this platform as well, right? So I will first begin with a problem statement that Accenture had where they utilized Copilot extensibility, Copilot agent, and Copilot Studio in terms of deploying this agent within their organization, which is a supplier discovery agent, right? Like we all know, supplier discovery is a most complex and challenging part of it, identifying the right suppliers, analyzing their capabilities, ensuring they meet the requirements, can all be time consuming and also resource incentive uh, task, right? And here, Accenture has built the supplier discovery agent and deployed within their organization which earlier used to take 4 to 5 weeks for them, is now taking just a couple of hours, thereby reducing the average turnaround time, right? And the link over here is a public case study published within the Accenture website, which I would request you to have a look at the process and the business value that they have benefited out of it, right? And how exactly they wired it together is what you see on the screen, right? So here, like you see, there is a Dynamics 365 connector, and it is an autonomous agent that is running, where whenever an inventory surge is forecasted, there is that too within Dynamics 365 ERP, right? There are a bunch of instructions that's written in natural language that you are an agent that assists in annual planning for expected inventory surges, analyze market trends, supplier performance metrics, align to the company's quality, cost, and delivery standards, get supply data from ERP, search internal knowledge base. So there are a bunch of these instructions written in natural language, and there's a plan, right? The plan that gets dynamically created within Copilot Studio bases the knowledge sources and the tools that have been configured. Knowledge sources like bunch of Excel worksheets, or knowledge sources like data within Dataverse, or unstructured document that resides within SharePoint, whatever it may be, right? It is configured within Copilot Studio. There are hundreds and thousands of connectors that's available with where you can integrate them. And then it resends with the O1 model and creates a report. Right. So this agent was deployed a couple of months ago, and yes, there have been upgrades and updates happening to Copilot Studio in terms of adopting the recent innovations and recent models that's available, right? And the outcome that they have seen or experienced is that the complete process turnaround time has reduced to hour, right? Let's see a demo of it, which was played or which was shown during Microsoft Build as well. So for you to get a glimpse of what exactly and how it was created, do let me know if in case you're not able to hear the audio.
Let me just orient you.
Can someone confirm if you're able to hear the audio, Prashant? Or
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. We
Around
can
what you're
hear
seeing
it.
here. So this is the agent here in Copilot Studio. What you'll see at the top is a description. This is like the goal of this agent. So this is kind of gives it its almost like its prime directive on how it should behave, and this makes it discoverable by other agents or other services. As you then scroll down, you will see the instructions. Now, these declarative or simple natural language statements, this is what drives this agent. So this is what, at runtime, it decides how it's going to use knowledge, how it's going to use actions, how it's going to use memories, and so on. And it's basically running this process from start to finish at runtime. So if I scroll down, so you can see here, just to kind of call out the use case, you can see here it's going to parse a request. It's going to look up the ERP, so usually a complex task, dipping into an ERP, whether that's SAP, Oracle, or Dynamics. It's going to look across an internal knowledge base, so SharePoint, files, whatever you have. It's going to do some analysis on the web, and then the fifth and sixth step there, you see we're going to use the O1 action node. So it's for Omni running this orchestration, but it's going to be O1 that's going to do some deep reasoning. And the reason why we want deep reasoning here is because it's a complex task of so many variables. So the output of this will be effectively a report that will generate a recommendation for a new supplier to meet either a surge in demand. So as I scroll down, you will see some of these sources. So you see the knowledge sources, which grounds it. We can see some actions. So to pull that list of suppliers from ERP, there's the reason with O1 node. And then the real key to an autonomous agent is triggers. So this is where this Copilot agent is going to be called into action. Now, that can be from Planner when you assign it a task, that can be a time of day, that can be a database entry or change, that can be from any system. For example, if I was to just try and add a trigger here, I could easily say when a new lead lands in Salesforce. And I would just say when a record is created or modified. And similarly, if I wanted to bring in new actions, I could say I want to retrieve POs from SAP. So I could just add actions, add triggers. These are the key building blocks that gives it, or that allows business outcomes and allows these kind of high ROI scenarios. So now that I've kind of walked you through this agent, probably the first thing people are saying is like, let's test it. Let's see it in action. And then how do I observe it in action? How do I know it's doing what I want it to do? So I'm going to test the agent here. And I want to test specifically this trigger. So this trigger is being set up from Dynamics 365 F&O. And it's for a surge in demand. So planned surge in demand, which is going to need more inventory. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to test this trigger. So you'll see there's some triggers we saved earlier on. So I'm going to test one of those. That could have easily been just come from any system or tool. And you'll see on the right here, first of all, this is the payload of what the trigger. This is the context of the trigger that was passed into this agent. And you see it already. I can see from everyone's eyes that you're watching all those steps. That's the orchestration, so the planner and orchestration at work. It's going through those steps at runtime based on just those simple instructions and actions and knowledge sources that we've given it, and it is now executing. So from the top, we can see that it's gone into ERP, and it's retrieved some values. It's gone into these various knowledge sources, SharePoint, and then it's gone through searching the web for any context on the suppliers that you already had in your database, looking across your guidelines and policies and benchmarks and metrics for how you would choose suppliers, and then it's searching the web for any additional context. This is one of the big things across all the supply chain disruptions we've had in the last few years, was that we weren't pulling in context of suppliers and issues with news. So by going to the web, you're bringing all the latest market share and context to bear. And then we pass all of that into the O1 reasoning node. Again, this is a deep reasoning node. And then the final step, which was just create a report in a user-friendly HTML format. So you can see that at the end. So we see it's already come back, which was pretty fast considering O1 model was used here for that step. And it's given a report with a link. So in this situation, it basically passed the report on to the supply chain manager who was in charge of this particular area and just gave the recommendation report. So I'm going to click on this report, and you'll see what it's produced. So this is all being produced just based on some guidelines and some steps of what people were looking for. So I think that deserves an applause.
Okay, so I hope you got an understanding on the varied use cases that can be targeted with this SaaS offering from Microsoft called Copilot. I will walk in depth in terms of what are those features that's available that can power your scenarios and problem statements. Before I get into the deep dive of the product or Copilot Studio, I just would also want to share that within Microsoft as well, we have adopted Copilot and Copilot agents, right, across multiple departments, starting from sales, marketing, finance, and legal. And we have been seeing this value as well in terms of sales, 9.4% higher revenue per seller for one business group, and 21.5% increase in conversion rates on azure.com for marketing, and 60% reduction in case resolution time in cash collections for finance. And for legal as well, it was recently deployed, and it is expected to have a 5% reduction for regulatory work in 2025. All of this published in the source URL, which is shared in the slide. Right, so we are customer zero in terms of adopting the technology and the product. Moving forward, So with this product, right, or for that matter, agents, right, enterprises have already started adopting, and some of those enterprises are right now in the version of searching and summarizing kind of agents, the RAG based agents, where could call them as simple agents, moving towards a much more um, intermediate or somewhere in the middle where it is task based, right? It takes some action on behalf of you. So use cases or scenarios like device refresh agent or budget management agent, right? And then there are enterprises who are looking at having much more advanced kind of scenarios where we call it as autonomous agents. To give you an example of lead generation agent or customer support agent, where there's end-to-end automation happening on behalf of the user and not necessarily conversationally driven, but an event driven kind of scenario, right? So these are the kind of agents that we are looking at, or these are the kind of agents that we can build with Copilot Studio, right? And with the recent IDC survey, right, there's 9+ zettabytes of existing data across enterprises, but only 44% enterprise data goes, uncaptured, and there's 68% enterprise data goes unused. So how can we derive value out of it? And what are those tools and frameworks available? That's what we are seeing right now. And moving on, this is something that Amit had shared in terms of uh, Dynamics 365 and the other solutions that's there in the market, right? What we have seen in the demo a couple of slides before was that it was a custom agent developed within Copilot Studio, right? Apart from that, there are out-of-the-box agents available within Dynamics 365, just like you see on the screen, right? Dynamics 365 Sales has a sales qualification agent and the sales research agent, which you'll see in the next slide. Many of these agents are generally available to be consumed in multiple geography, right? And the Dynamics 365 contact center and customer service do have customer intent agent, knowledge management agent, where the human assisted cases, they can extract the knowledge faster and draft any new or updating KB articles to solve any future cases as well, right? And there's case management agent available within customer service where the complete life cycle is automated right from creation, updation, resolution, follow-up, and closure. There's also agents available in Business Central, the sales order agent, and the payables agent where the complete invoice automation is managed. And these are all autonomous agents, right? Basis some trigger, the complete automation happens. And to move forward in terms of, just like I mentioned, sales research agent, and then we do have expense management agent available within project operations or activity approvals agent, supplier communications agent. So these are out of the box agents available in public preview and paid public preview, where you can directly configure and start leveraging the power of AI right within Dynamics 365 itself, right? So these are out of the box agents that's available. And if you are looking for any scenarios that needs to be covered outside of these, then we have the platform Copilot Studio, where you have seen the demo for it already. It is a low-code SaaS offering from Microsoft for building the agents and extending M365 Copilot as well, right? And it is part of the Power Platform stack within the Microsoft offerings. Um, and it also has the ability to extend the M365 Copilot as well, right? So it is imperative to share that many of the feature functionalities within Copilot Studio leverages Power Automate, which is an abstraction of the logic apps, for those of you who know. And you can also integrate or deploy the agents created within Copilot Studio in multiple channels. That includes Power Apps, where if it's for an internal consumption, business to employee scenarios, or B2B scenarios, or if it's a B2C scenario, you can even integrate it with Power Pages and deploy that agent into that channel. And you can also leverage Fabric Data Agent within Copilot Studio as a multi-agent scenario, all powered by Dataverse, right? All the data and everything powered by Dataverse, which is the business application lab. So it's an end-to-end platform, and it's not just that it is only integrated with Microsoft first-party services, but also third-party services as well, right? So when you look at an anatomy of a custom agent, like we have seen, a simple to advanced, right? Copilot Studio supports all the 1900 plus Azure AI Foundry models as well. It supports the tools that includes all the connectors, the 1500 plus connectors available within the Power Platform ecosystem. Apart from that, the MCP servers, and also you can integrate the custom MCP server. And uh, upcoming, we do have computer use agent available in preview mode right now. And you can also integrate REST API. So when I say tools, these are third-party systems, not necessarily first-party Microsoft. It could be ServiceNow, it could be SAP, it could be Salesforce. Wherever the data resides, you can integrate them with Copilot Studio, right? And you can integrate these knowledge sources and build context-aware agents, right? Like how Amit has mentioned um, during his pitch, is that data is in silos, right? It is fragmented, it is everywhere. And how can we bring it together? That is where you can leverage Copilot Studio in configuring those 1500 plus connectors and the knowledge sources available, right? And it also supports multi-agent. Currently, it supports the agents created within Copilot Studio to have multiple agents configured. Now, in the roadmap, we do have agents created within Azure AI Foundry, as well as agents created with M365 Agents SDK and Fabric Data Agent to be integrated as a multi-agent scenario as well, right? So going in depth in terms of each of these that we discussed, that's available within Copilot Studio, right from bringing your own model. So any model that you have fine-tuned within Azure AI Foundry, or those models that you're leveraging within Azure AI Foundry can be leveraged within Copilot Studio basis the scenario and the use cases, right? For certainly for improving the quality of the response or the accuracy, accelerating any timelines, or even for supporting innovation basis the rapid advancements that we are seeing in this, and also for certainly improving efficiency, right? Moving on, this is the Azure AI model breadth, and all that you see over here, you can have that integrated within Copilot Studio by just creating a connection to the Azure AI Foundry model catalog. Moving forward, tools is something that we had discussed, and like you see on the screen, there is agent flows, there's computer use agents, there's model context protocol. So we do have out of the box model context protocol servers, MCP servers available within Copilot Studio, and we do have a concept of prompt, and that is where you have the integration of Azure AI Foundry models as well, right? So a bunch of capabilities to take action on behalf of you. Not just that, very recently we just announced that human in the loop as part of a responsible AI framework, so that any scenarios that require some human intervention, it could be any finance related scenarios where approvals needs to be in place. We can offload that task into an AI stage where multiple documents, multiple contracts are compared using the multi-stage approval feature functionality that is available through agent flow as well, right? All that scenarios can be covered through Copilot Studio, and the multi-agent scenario where you bring in human in the loop for an autonomous agent scenario is available right now in public preview, going to be made G8 by first week of November, right? So you can integrate them into your production scenarios as well, right from the interface. Right? Yes, this is something that we have seen. This data disconnected across enterprise. Some of it maybe within Salesforce, some of it maybe within ServiceNow, Redis, SAP, Oracle, Zendesk, Fabric, or maybe you have a data lake, pulling everything together, right? That's where Copilot Studio, brings all these together and provides you that end-to-end conversational AI experience, right? So your enterprise data, wherever it resides, right? It could be your productivity data, which is there in M365 using Microsoft Graph, or it could be your data that resides within Dataverse, the business data, maybe CRM or ERP data, or it could be in any external system, Salesforce, ServiceNow, SAP. All that integration is possible through Copilot Studio itself, right? So this is the 1,400 plus connectors that I was sharing. So as part of Power Platform ecosystem, we do have that um, count of connectors available, which you can leverage within Copilot Studio. Some of the logos are here, but you can certainly refer them within Copilot Studio. Yes, the multi-agent orchestration part of it, which is available, and it is generally available to be used in the production scenarios as well. And going forward, we will see in the roadmap as well, and we will also see them coming up in the preview very soon. Are those agents created with M365 Agents SDK or with Azure AI Foundry as well, right? Those agents can also be called right from Copilot Studio as well. So yes, certainly security is at governance, operations, and availability is at the center of it. And that's the benefit that you get with Copilot Studio, is that it's a fully managed platform, right? That includes managed security, managed governance, managed operations, and availability, high availability as well, so that you can reduce risk and scale your agents. Um, Starting from security in terms of compliance, the identity access management, data protection and privacy, the threat protection very recently introduced Defender integration as well, and the security posture management also. So everything is managed by Microsoft. It's a SaaS offering from Microsoft where you can build enterprise-ready and scalable versions of these agents. And not just low-code agents, but extended with pro-code as well. Yes, I spent a minute on the licensing part of it, how it is licensed. We have both prepaid and postpaid offer, and also these benefits in terms of building this agent with Copilot Studio is offered through M365 Copilot license as well for B2E scenarios, right? We have pay-as-you-go model, and we have credit pack, which is prepaid model, where you procure one capacity pack and you get 25,000 Copilot credits, where you can leverage all the feature functionalities and deploy it into multiple channels, not just limited to the M365 experience, but also to external channels like maybe a website or a native mobile application or WhatsApp or Facebook or Slack, right? Or including the internal web, that could be SharePoint or Teams, right? So all this possible through pay-as-you-go and Copilot credit pack subscription. Before I end, I just wanted to show a demo of an agent that could also give you an additional understanding about what are the other use cases that you can target with this platform. This is something that was demonstrated during the AI tour. And this is a volume discount agent, highly beneficial for the sellers, the sales department. It's an autonomous agent, right? That sends reminder to the sales teams regarding the upcoming opportunity where discount can be applied, and it provides them proactive and timely reminders, right? Just like you can see that um, this autonomous agent called volume discount agent has sent a notification that the customer Fabricum has, it's a fictitious customer and it is a fictitious demo, but these are use cases that are solved with Copilot Studio, right? Where they have consumed 4,890 units, and there's 10% discount for 5,000 or more units, where 110 units have to be procured, right? So it is just giving the sales team a reminder proactively so that they can start this conversation or they can take it one step forward. It also provides them that, I just take the guide as well so you can read if in case you're someone who follows text, right? So here you can see proactively response that response with the message that, okay, there's an customer who has this upcoming, and then would you like to send this email directly to the customer, or would you prefer to send it yourself, right? There's a notification and a human in the loop kind of use case as well, right? And we'll see how is exactly this, just just allow me. Yeah. How exactly this was configured within Copilot Studio for you to see the interface in terms of what are those knowledge sources and what are those actions that was leveraged. So here, like you see, right, the goal or the description of what this agent has to perform is mentioned in simple natural language. It helps customers to achieve volume discounts based on their prior purchases. And there's also instructions provided in natural language, right? Complete these steps once only. After these steps have been completed, only then send a message, right? So it says retrieve details of the business customer who made the purchase from SFDC, which is Salesforce connector, by querying this table, including the customer's yearly consumption unit, right? So do this once only. Um, it even prompts what needs to be done through natural language, right? And like you see here, these are the knowledge sources. You can upload documents right from your local system to Copilot Studio, or taking one step further in terms of honoring any of the sensitivity that has been applied to the documents, you can even integrate the SharePoint as well, and have those documents passed on. Or you can also bring in the power of graph connectors or other third-party knowledge sources also, right? And that's where once you click add knowledge, you will get to see the other knowledge sources. And here in this action for this use case, you can see Salesforce get record and update record has been used. And for sending an email basis, the response from the customer or from the user, right? There's a Outlook email connection. So these are the connectors that I was mentioning. There are 1,400 plus connectors, right? These are again low code connectors, and you just have to configure the parameters over here, and you can see that there's a Teams connector that is being used, and this connector is actually posting the message to Teams, right? And the trigger over here is that when a bulk purchase is made within Salesforce, right? Like you have seen in the previous demo, there were Salesforce connectors triggers specifically basis some action this gets triggered, right? So it's an event driven, and yeah, this is the trigger that has been used for this particular use case, right? So I just wanted to explain and give you an overview of what is possible in terms of um, leveraging or adopting Copilot Studio, what are the use cases, what are the scenarios that you can target, apart from giving you an overview of the features. And I hope this gave you an insight about what you can do and what you can derive value out of it as well, right? So with that, I have come to an end of my session. I'll now, and this was a monologue. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat. I can
Thank you
respond.
so much, Ria. Thank you so much, Ria, for a detailed walkthrough. I'm sure our attendees and our esteemed guests, found it informative. Uh, Ria, if we can take some questions which have been posted in the chat, will be very helpful for us. Uh, there will be some questions where they basically are asking for any video for finance use case with Copilot. If you could address that, it'll be helpful.
Yes, so there are, so like I mentioned, there are out-of-the-box agents available, and payables agent and finance reconciliation agent and sales order agent available respectively in FNO and Business Central Dynamics 365. Apart from that, there are role-based co-pilots available, which is Copilot for Finance, right? And there is a demo video for that. I'll share the link in the chat itself where you can view it. So right away.
Okay. So there's another one coming in here says, are there any demos with out-of-the-box marketing related agents?
Sorry, I missed that question. Can you repeat?
Are any demos with out-of-the-box marketing related agents?
Yes, in fact, there was one demo that I had, which was a little lengthy. It was presented as part of MCAP's Start by Microsoft, by Judson itself, where they were creating a detailed plan, so on. Let me just try pulling it. Just allow me a moment. I'll share that as well. So there are a bunch of demos, which I'll certainly share the link to it in the chat. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I guess there's a lot of queries coming in for agents for different industry verticals. Ria, there are queries for budget and approval management. There are queries for marketing and sales. There are queries for finance, Copilot for finance. There are demos and use cases available. So, is there a way we could send maybe in this chat itself we could send some sort of a link or some sort of a video which could help our guests to do a walkthrough of what we spoke about? Will that be okay?
Yes, absolutely. I have, in fact, Sumit has shared and myself have shared two of the links. We can also keep sharing in this chat group. If there are just questions about demos, but I think there's question about licensing as well. A few questions about licensing in terms of they just have E3 license and will Copilot Studio under this license, or do we need to purchase separate premium license? Yes, that's what I was sharing, that if in case you want to build custom agents within Copilot Studio, you need to have an additional license. It can be both consumption based or prepaid, of your choice. We have pay as you go model, and we have capacity pack, where one capacity pack gives you 25,000 message, right? And apart from that, if you have M365 Copilot license, then it's zero rated. Any feature functionality that I've shown, you can utilize them and create the agent without procuring in the licenses that I shared earlier, like PSU or Copilot credit pack, right? So these are, yes, there's trial license as well.
One of the attendees is asking about the trial, about the free trial, I guess.
Yeah, so Sumit can also share. I'll also very quickly share that there is 30-day free trial available, which can be extended up to 90 days for you to try it out by yourself.
Perfect. I guess thank you so much, Ria, for a detailed walkthrough. And I think most of our guests and attendees found this really, really informative. For consumption of all our guests here, let me just quickly, while we didn't get an opportunity to introduce ourselves, we are Denave, which is an extended arm of Microsoft and a part of their digital sales team. And me along with Sumit, who happens to be the solution lead for business applications, will get in touch with you personally and give you a walkthrough as well on Copilot Studio. And we'll collaborate with Zelite Solutions and give you a complete triangulated walkthrough of the solution so that you have all your doubts and all your questions get addressed in detail. Thank you so much once again for your time and patience, and have a lovely day. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.